Breaking within the last 20 minutes, an Amber Alert has been issued for 1-year-old Arden Reed. Breaking news this morning, 2 Minnesota state lawmakers and their spouses have been shot by someone impersonating a police officer. We start this hour with breaking news in Denver, impacting RTD riders trying to make it to the airport. A Texas man could spend the rest of his life in prison after a traffic stop on I-70 led to a human trafficking bust. He overstayed that visa and he got a work permit. Now, it's not clear if that lapsed. Records show that Solomon lived in Colorado Springs. The FBI actually raided a home in the Cimarron Hills neighborhood. A 15-year-old boy has been arrested in connection to a deadly drive-by shooting out of North Aurora. Aurora police say a man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries this morning after he was shot in his apartment. Firefighters were able to make a little bit of progress on that fire thanks to less winds and higher humidity, but the damage is still staggering. More than 12,000 structures are either damaged or destroyed in all the fires combined in Southern California. Questions are now rising about the rental car app Turo after both the New Orleans attacker and the Las Vegas explosion suspect used that platform to rent cars in both of those attacks. The app's CEO spoke with CNBC about Turo's strong safety record and that both drivers had clean records that would have allowed them to rent from any service. In New Orleans, Bourbon Street is back open after this week's deadly attack, but the investigation goes on. Federal investigators revealed the suspect in that New Orleans attack set his rental home on fire before driving his truck down Bourbon Street. This morning, a memorial is growing in New Orleans after 14 people were killed in a terror attack on Bourbon Street. It happened this past Wednesday. Louisiana's governor declared a mourning period will start tomorrow. It's been nearly 3 years since the Marshall Fire surged through Boulder County. Now, one man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for scamming families who are working to rebuild. Right now, police are looking for 3 men believed to be part of a crime spree and a shooting in Westminster. 3 people are facing charges in the shooting death of a 16-year-old girl. New overnight, Denver police investigating a crash involving 6 cars. We now know there were no injuries, but it shut down 3 lanes of I-25. The Mesa County Coroner's Office says the body parts found inside a freezer in Grand Junction belonged to a 16-year-old girl. A former Littleton bus aide is facing more charges for abusing children with special needs. We're still working to get more information about this week's immigration raids. There is still a lot that we don't know right now. ICE hasn't told us how many people they arrested or detained, or how many of those people are violent criminals. But here is what we do know. New overnight, the Adams County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that killed a boy and left 1 man hurt. An hours-long rescue is over this morning. It started yesterday with an elevator malfunction at the Molly Kathleen gold mine, where a mine tour takes people deep underground in Cripple Creek. 1 person died, at least 4 others were injured. A driver who pleaded guilty to causing a crash on 285 that killed a man earlier this summer was sentenced to 1 year in prison. The city of Aurora is not canceling plans to close an apartment building near Colfax and Nome. They want everyone out by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. One rival faction of Colorado Republicans picked a new state chairman last weekend. Another faction will likely vote to keep the current chairman this weekend. It's a dispute that'll probably get settled by the Republican National Committee. Construction at DIA is painfully slow and behind schedule. A new follow-up report from Denver's auditor blames it on a lack of oversight. A couple is out hundreds of dollars after someone stole their car and the car got towed. Talk about a double whammy. Now, to get their car that had been stolen back, they had to pay the tow truck company. Egg prices are soaring to start the new year, but it's not just because demand is high over the holidays, everyone baking, right? Okay, so the supply of egg-laying hens is down quite a bit. Here to talk more about these power outages and what's being done to help its customers, we have Excel Director of Community Relations, Andrew Holder, joining us live over the phone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Andrew. Mesa County and the Secretary of State's office are investigating what happened to a dozen ballots that were filled out, signed, and turned in without those voters knowing about it. Their ice cream machines break so often. I mean, it's become a viral social media trend. People are always posting about it. It's this whole thing. There's even a site called McBroken where someone's tracking what locations have working machines. And this is savage, what Wendy's are nearby. We want to check in with 9 News reporter Evan Krugel, who's near Fairfax in 3rd and East Denver right now. Evan, what are you seeing? Have you made it through the drive-thru yet to get that hot coffee? We've given you like 20-minute breaks here. And they said that their favorite newsman, Matt Renew, was going to bring the donuts, so they were waiting on you. Miscommunication? There are days where I walk out with just bags and bags of stuff from the farmer's market, and then there are days that I don't need anything. And I still walk out with bags and bags of stuff from the farmer's market. Colorado's highest paid employee is in line for a bonus. Who do you think it is? Okay, no, it's not the governor. Coach Prime is the highest paid state employee at $5.7 million. Sonny, you were such a good girl. Thank you, too, for being here. Camera's over there, sister. We gotta turn you around. It smells good in here. It looks good. What do we have going on? Chris, you know, a lot of people are gonna be just glued to the couch today watching that game. They probably won't even feel what it feels like outside. So let's just tell them what it's gonna feel like since they won't know. Now, I don't do a lot of math anymore, but I'm pretty sure this dog has more followers than everybody in this entire building combined. An hour ago, it was at 342,000. Now it's at 343,000 followers. Chris, you have some predictions. Now, they're not score predictions, but weather predictions, temperatures. They look cold. I am certainly loving all of the 60s in December, but it does make me nervous. I'm wondering if February and March, if they're just plotting.
Yeah,
waiting,
just wait.
Basically, that pretty sunrise that we saw this morning was Mother Nature saying, hey, hold my beer. We've got quite a weekend coming. It's gonna be one of those days where you just crank the music in the living room and you have your own concert in the living room. That way you don't have to go anywhere.
You know, that's a great idea. Maybe I'll just do it here. You know, I don't think anybody will oppose to that.
We'll be your backup dancers. That is awesome. So when people ask you if you've seen the Northern Lights and you went to this,
you say yes.
Do you say yes?
Yeah,
you say
sure.
yes, right? Okay, we've all decided. That's your permission. I'm walking. I'm not doing it.
I don't know, right?
I just have one problem. It's only open from 9 to 4. I'm gonna need a full day there, Alex. Like, this is a 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. situation. You predicted that. You forecasted it.
I did.
As long as you're predicting things, can you also manifest like a couple $1 million for me?
I already saw that.
Corey Jordan, I'm telling you, one of these times the camera's gonna come back and it's just gonna be an empty chair because I will have gone to Wash Park to come hang out with you guys and all those puppies. Are they gonna come down? Is like the confetti gonna come down? Is someone gonna come in, give you a medal?
That's not in my payroll yet.
As a part of being an investigative journalist, Matt, you're supposed to dig in and see if Zach Ryan's breakfast sandwiches live up to the hype. Yes or no? We don't want you to say yes or no with your mouth open while you're chewing, but thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yummy.
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 Just what the doctor ordered.